sorry, question. So some premises are given to you like P conditional Q, negation P, negation Q, negation R. Okay, whatever the premises are given to you. Okay, and if in the question, listen carefully. If in the question they ask, show that the premises, whatever the premises given there, show that the premises are inconsistent. Inconsistent. Okay. So how to prove inconsistent? Previously, we proved like some premises are given and conclusion is given, like negation R is the conclusion, or negation R or Q is the conclusion of above premises. So we already studied that this is valid or not. Okay, we already studied. So but now today we are going to study to prove inconsistent. If it is a valid argument, valid means consistent. Now how to prove is inconsistent means not valid. So what some students think, and maybe I will also, when I was in graduation time, so I think whatever means, if we are not getting this answer, if we are not getting a valid answer, then it is inconsistent. That is not the meaning. You need to prove how it is inconsistent. So how to prove it is inconsistent, I will tell you, and after the this topic inconsistent, then we can cover some question. The topic what we have covered yesterday, that universal generalization, instantiation, existential, that okay. So after one or two questions on this topic we will cover first, then we can go to the question based on the yesterday topic. So how to prove it is inconsistent? Listen carefully, because that theories actually are not given in the books, and maybe you are not able to find the video also. So how to prove inconsistent? So like, okay, I will delete the complete slide. I need to prove inconsistent whatever the premises are given. Inconsistent. So for example, first I am giving you the theory, then I will provide you the example. So like I have premises sum. So premises, when we are going to solve the question, we can write premises P1 first premises, P2, P3 up to P9 I am writing. So what is the meaning of premises? Means statement, and we assume the premises are true. Okay, I'm repeating a little bit theory again because it is useful to remind there. So whatever the premises, we need to suppose it is true. And what is the conclusion? Conclusion is always true. So, and what is the meaning of conclusion? You will probably take the conjunction. Okay, means whatever the conclusion we are getting, we need to suppose that is conjunction, means output of these premises. So if all premises are true, means true, conjunction true up to conjunction true. So if all the premises are true, then conjunction is true, also called tautology. Okay, this process is called also tautology, the final answer. So if Now it is a theory. Now relating to inconsistency. So if I get the premises like R, and also, or as a conclusion, or also I will get negation R. For example, this is for example purpose. For example, if I get R and negation R, the same sign with negation and without negation, same sign with negation and without negation, then we can able, then we have a right to take the conjunction of any two premises. If I take the conjunction of these premises, if it is premises means, or we are getting this as an output by using a property modest tolerance, modest ponens. This is also a premise. So we are able to take the conjunction of any two premises. Now if I get like this, R negation R, P negation P, or I can get P union Q, or sorry, P disjunction Q, or I get P disjunction Q, maybe like this also. Okay, so you can think, if R is true conjunction, then what is negation R? Definitely it is false, because if R is true, then negation R is false. So true conjunction false is equivalent to, will give you a false. So that means it is not a tautology. So how to disprove? So how to disprove? What we can do? We can find simply a two premises, two same premises with negation and without negation. Then take the conjunction, that will give you a false statement. Okay, so this is the theory. Okay, now if you have any doubt, first here you can ask. Otherwise I will repeat this concept again. Otherwise I can solve, or will give you the question and will prove how to prove it is inconsistent. Okay, so wait 1 minute. Okay, so I am going to write a question. First you can try, then I will provide you the solution. Okay, I am going to write a question and you need to prove the given question is inconsistent. Okay, so question. Prove that the following set of premises is inconsistent. What is the set of premises? P conditional Q, P conditional R, Q conditional, negation R, and P. These four premises are given to you. You need to prove it is inconsistent. Okay. First take some time to solve by yourself. Then after that I will discuss the solution of it with you.
So I had a doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
So if the solution is inconsistent, there is no conclusion, right?
Yes, means the given premises did not conclude. Right,
Oh,
means tautology. They are not proof, it is a tautology.
okay.
That means given premises are inconsistent means maybe there is some conclusion which is a contradictory means false. Now your doubt is somehow clear.
Sir, can you check WhatsApp?
Okay, wait 1 minute. Is truth and conditional. But you can think of your answer P conditional negation R and P conditional R is different. Means if P is true, we need to suppose P is true. Q.
So I'm getting R implies negation R.
Hmm. Yes, that is okay. Means right. I am checking that solution that boy has sent me on WhatsApp.
Which boy, sir?
I don't know the name. Number is
This
there.
boy, this boy. Sir, I don't know how to solve this, just a try.
Yeah, yeah. But yes, I am checking that how to contradict it. Taking an example to make it true false. Because your answer is somehow also right because P conditional negation R and P also conditional R. So definitely both answer is not right. It's not false. But if negation R is true. But the main thing is from your question, we did not conclude it is inconsistent because one thing, P conditional negation R may be true also because if negation R is false, then P should be false. Then it is true. False gives true. And if P conditional R is also true, if then means R true. False true, yeah true. No, your answer is not right. 1 minute, I will tell you one thing. It is not for all the student. You send me this one. Negation R, P, R. Okay. So if negation R is false, okay.
So we can take P implies Q and Q implies negation R first, right?
Yeah, you can take. So if negation R is false, then R is true. So maybe what? Maybe false or maybe true. So false gives true. Okay. Because that complete one is true. And if it is true, then maybe it is false. False true also gives true. Then their conjunction means conjunction is true. So from both results we can get true and their conjunction is also true. Okay, I will share you the solution, means give you the solution. But your Attempt is somehow very good. So first, P is given, whatever the given is called premise. Premise, okay? Please mute your mic because, okay. So P conditional Q is given also, that is premise. Now use the property. So P conditional Q will give you Q by using in first and two using modus ponens property, okay. I'm writing only 1, 2 means using 1 and 2 a property modus ponens. Now Q, okay. Q negation R. So it is a premise means given. So Q and Q conditional negation R gives negation R means in 3 and 4 using modus ponens, okay. So it is okay. Now 6, what is remaining? P conditional R. P conditional R. We are having P and P conditional R. Look on first and 6. Mean 6 and first. You can look on 6 P conditional R and P. So from this what we can get? We get R. Okay. It is given, sorry. It is models. Given means premise. We are using in first and 6 modus ponens. So we are getting R, we are also getting negation R. So we can take conjunction of any two premises or more than any premises to prove it false or correct. So take the conjunction of 5th and 7th conjunction. Okay. Conjunction of 5th and 7th. Negation R and R. If R is true, so definitely negation R is false. So false conjunction true is always a false. So ninth point is false. No need to write it. This was understanding. So negation R, conjunction R is always false. Okay. So means the given system is inconsistent. So you need to prove like this. Simple. Find any premises or any conclusion with negation sign and without negation sign. Then take the conjunction of these two. So now one more question I am giving to you. You need to prove the answer of that, okay? But okay. Okay, I'm giving you an easy one. It is little bit difficult. So the remaining student, you can copy this question.
Excuse me, sir.
Yet, tell me.
Sir, in this question, sir, I like you did negation R and R, conjunction R. Sir,
Yes.
I have made it into negation P, conjunction P. So, sir, is it correct or not?
What you have did, tell me. I will write here.
Sir, it's first it's P. The first premise is P implies Q,
Yes.
and then Q implies negation R. So,
Okay.
sir, P implies negation R by
Yes.
mod ponens.
Yes.
and sir, then using that one, and I've used P, the
Conditional
preface
are.
P.
Okay. Only
So
P. Then
we only P, sir.
yeah.
P negation, P implies negation R and P. So
Yes.
it's negation R,
Yes.
and sir, P implies R.
Okay.
So with this, sir, it will become negation P.
Yes.
So sir, negation P will take negation P and
Yes. Yes.
conjunction of P.
Yeah.
So is it correct?
Yes. It is
Okay.
available and you find that. So you can take the conjunction, then it is inconsistent.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Sir, excuse me.
Yeah. Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Tell
Sir,
me.
in the seventh step by Morris Ponens, won't it be negation P, sir?
Here. No. What I am using in first and six. First and six. P conditional R
Okay,
and
sir.
P. Okay.
Yes, sir.
First and six. Okay, beta. Now, next question for you. If you have any doubt, you can ask here. Then I will delete that question. We'll give you the next. Now, but while doing the question, take care. Yeah, tell me anyone. Okay. While doing the question, take care of all the properties you have studied. That contra positive, contra negative, whatever. Additional simplification means additional and simplification is also required in too many questions. Algebraic identities. Okay. So now next question. You need to prove it is inconsistent. Question. Sorry. Prove that the premises prove that the premises A conditional, B conditional, C, D conditional, B conjunction, negation C, and A conjunction D are inconsistent. Okay, solve this. So take care of the property just for the hint purpose. Simplification is required, contrapositive also means what by which method I did, where I utilized simplification and contrapositive also. The one good thing in this topic is no need to learn anything. Only a little bit properties that need to be remind only. And I will give you too many questions and will solve also some more questions that already been it is in your mind. But condition you need to study. No need to learn anything. Sorry. Okay. So I'm writing a solution here. Yeah, I know it is a typical question. Okay, so wait. Okay. So listen. But students, whatever I'm writing, if you look the video after the class, if you're not getting, then it is okay. But copy with me at the same time, it is good also. If someone who is not getting, and you can try some questions more by yourself also. Okay. So I'm writing the solution. So first point. Okay. A conjunction T is given. That is premises. So If conjunction is given, so definitely we can write A also and we can write D also by using simplification property. From first by using, I'm writing together, simplification. Okay, but you no need to write this in exam, you can write separately. Okay, for by this we can get A and by this we can get also D by simplification. Fourth, now what is given? A conditional, B conditional, C. Okay, premise, it is given to you. But I solved in this manner. If you are getting it is okay, but you can try some another way also by yourself. So A is 2 and 4. Now look at 2 and 4. So if you look at 2 and 4, then what will you get? You will get B conditional C. Using 2 and 4, the property mod exponents. Okay. Now, sorry, what is their equivalence form? I am using this method because you know how to use their equivalence form also. So what is the equivalence form of B conditional C? So their equivalence form is, anyone tell me? Someone is saying? Okay. So their equivalence form of fifth. If you prove by the truth table that output and this output is same, you can check. Already I forwarded you the PDF where equivalence form is given. So by fifth equivalence, okay, it is the equivalence form of fifth. So you need to write like this, by fifth equivalence form. So it is negation B and disjunction C. So now seventh. So what is given? This is given to you. D conjunction B negation C. Okay. This is given. It is premise. Now it is negation B or C. If I take the conjunction of this, then I will get this. So by the hint purpose, you can check this one and this one. So it is B conjunction negation C and it is negation B disjunction C. So take the contrapositive of this. So if you take the contrapositive of this, it will become negation B negation C conditional negation D. Seventh, contrapositive. There are too many methods also by which it is very easy. Okay, I will share that also, but I am giving you hint how to use the property. Now open the brackets, so it will become negation B conjunction C conditional negation D. Okay, so you can write eighth equivalence. It is equal to, sorry, equivalence. So this and this are same. Now look at 6 and 9th. 6 and 9th. 6 and 9th. If you look at 6 and 9th, then you will get negation B or C, negation B or C conditional negation D. Then you will get negation D. Okay. Now 11th. We have D and negation D. So D conjunction negation D. What is this? 3 and 10th conjunction. Okay. Now then what is 12th? Conjunction of two same quantity with negation sign is gives you false. So inconsistent. So in this question I use simplification MP contrapositive equivalence. Okay. Somehow writing is here, I am not getting good writing, but it is easy to understand. So okay, copy this solution, read it. Those who are not getting, then discuss with me. If you have any doubt, you can ask. But some students already forwarded their solution. So their solution is mostly right. Simply in this question, the student are whatever they are solving. If they are getting same quantity like C and negation C by using the properties, then their answer is right. A or negation A they are getting, B negation B getting, C negation C, D negation D. So whatever the quantities are given, if they are getting the same with their negation, then their solution is right. Okay. So write one question for your homework from this topic. Okay. I am giving one question for you for your homework. Wait. Okay, I will give you further. Now, I am going to give you the question on the property based on the yesterday topic. Okay, relating to this question, I will forward you. Right now, I don't have. It's not able to find in a quick time. Okay, I'm going to write the question based on the topic which we have covered in the last class yesterday. Okay. So what is that question? Okay. Question. So simple, you need to use rule of inferences and you need to prove it is valid or not. Same as the previous one. So question is, prove that there exists X Px conjunction Qx is equivalent to there exists X Px conjunction there exists X Qx. This one means first try to understand the question what is given here. It is given, okay, this is a premises, okay, it is a premises means given. From this you need to prove this, okay, means this is the question and this is the output, okay. From this statement you can prove this is the output. So use the yesterday properties and find the answer, okay.
So we need to prove inconsistent or consistent?
Nothing means this is the question. Nothing you need to prove inconsistent, consistent. This is the question. Took some properties. This is the output.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, this is the question. This is the answer.
So now lunch break.
Tell me again.
Now you leave us.
Break, sir, please.
Can I read the question? I'm not
Yes,
getting
sir.
what. Okay. So, what is given in the question? Prove that there exists X bracket Px conjunction Qx. This is the question. Is giving there exists X Px conjunction there exists Qx means it is given to us. Okay. I am not solving the question, giving you the hint. Okay, this is given means premise. Follow yesterday properties, universal instantaneous, instantiation, existential EI, existential generalization, universal generalization. Whatever the properties are required, you can use here, and your final answer will be this one. Or can I prove this? Then you will able to solve the next question. Qx. This is the output. If you say, then I will solve the question and will give the next question to solve for you. Okay, I will solve this question for you and will give you the next question. Okay, now listen carefully. So first it is better you can open the yesterday properties first in with you. Yesterday what I told you the properties. Okay, so I will figure this. Now look carefully. First, what is
Excuse me,
given
sir.
to us? Tell me.
Would you like to carry on till 2:30 or will you give us a break now, sir?
What do you want?
We would prefer we carry on till 2:30.
Okay, means can we need to continue or we can first I will give you the
We'll,
break.
no, sir. We'll continue till 2:30.
Yeah, okay, I am continuing. Okay, so what is given to you? First step is there exists. Listen, student. Listen carefully. This question is new for you. Previous question is somehow easy. Px conjunction Qx. Okay, this is given to you means premises. Okay, so now you need to use the properties what we have studied yesterday. Okay, so what we have studied yesterday, listen carefully, I'm writing there. There exists X, Px. It is given. So if there exists X is given Px, then what is their conclusion? Pc. Means if Px is true for some values of X, then it may be C. Means X belongs to X1, X2, Xn. If it is true, then definitely we can say X2 is C. So Pc is true. So that property is called, exist is written there, existential. We are getting at particular points. So existential instantiation. So this property. So now use this property here. So if there exists Px is given, then what is the answer? Pc. So what is the answer here? Pc conjunction Qc. What we are using in first? I am using the property existential instantiation. If you have doubt in this step, first you can clear your doubt here. Anyone? Okay. So from this I am getting this by using existential instantiation property. Now, sorry, third step. So what I need to prove, please look here. There exists Px and conjunction there exists Qx. So simple. What is the proof? There exists is now in the bracket separately, means multiplication. I need to prove this part. Okay, so means if I can get px is there, so if I can get px and if I can get qx with their exist sign separately, if I get these two values, then I can take the conjunction and the proof is over. So first I need to find px, then their exist sign. How to find? Okay, there. So now use simplification here, simplification property. If we use simplification, then I can get PC and also get QC. Okay, PC is somehow very bad. PC and QC by simplification into, if I use the simplification property, okay, I think it is okay. So now, but what I told you, PC we are having QC, but we need PX with their exist sign. So is there any property? Yesterday we can studied any property where PEC is given and we can able to find their exist x PX. Yes, that property is called existential generalization. That property name is existential generalization. Means if P is true for some C, if P is true for some C, then we can say yes, there exists x px. Okay, already if you studied the PDF what I send you, there is also example. I will tell you what is example. Like taking an example, okay? Okay, so I can take Karnataka, okay. Means okay, Ram score, I'm giving the example of this property. Ram score A grade, okay, Ram score A grade. Maybe after some time, after I will forget their name, I will say, first what I say, Ram score A in class, okay, this is my statement. After some time, maybe I forget their name, so I can tell there is someone who scored A, okay, there is someone who scored A, so I think nearly both statements are true, but only at the particular time I know the name, but in the second time I forget their name, but in place of that I can say X. There is some Ram, maybe there is some student who scored A grade. So like this. So this property works like this. So if we are having a PC, then we are able to write there exists X PX. What is a property called? The property is existential generalization. From particular point we can reach to the general. Same 6. We are having QC, then we can write there exists X QX. Same property. In 4, what property I used? Existential generalization. Now these are the two premises. You can take the conjunction of these two premises. So there exists X PX conjunction 6 premises. There exists X QX. Okay. So I am taking in 5th and 6th I am taking conjunction. Okay. So like this. So if you have doubt in this question, you can ask first. Or you can also, we are taking C, you can write here also C is fixed. Okay, C is fixed. If you want to denote what is C, then you can say C is fixed here. So first you have any doubt, you can ask here. Otherwise, we will move to the next question. Also, if in the same question, in place of there exists, they can ask for all. So we can reach to for all also, because from PC yesterday, from PC we can also reach to the for all x px. But here C is related to sum, not in this question. But if for all is given here, then we can write. Okay. Now next question. Show that there exists x qx. Okay. This in bracket, and this you can say there exists x is a valid conclusion from the premises for all x px conditional px conditional qx and there exists x px. So two premises are given to you. Okay, so you need to prove this is the solution, means it is a valid conclusion, means from these two premises you can try this one.
So using universal instantiation, can we segregate the first premises?
Yes. From universal instantiation you will get PC conditional QC. Because from universal instantiation you only have to remove by that property for all x at particular point C. So PC conditional QC you will get by using UI. And also you can use one property in this. Use one property here, use one property here. Then from both the result you will get use modus ponens.
So after using UI, you get PC implies QC, right?
Yes.
Then using simplification, we segregate it again into PC and QC.
No. It is PC conditional QC. Then you are not able to use the simplification. Simplification used in conjunction.
Yeah. Yes. I didn't see that. Sorry. Then using modus ponens.
Yeah. So all students try to solve. I will share the solution also. Take 2-3 minutes. One or two more questions I will solve, then I will leave you, okay? Because I know continuous classes are going on. Because previous to you I have a class in CSE also. So I saw before there 2 faculties are taking your class. From me, previous at Shikhar sir, and then there is also one faculty. So continuous classes are going for you also.
So in the end, do we use existential generalization
Yes,
in the end?
yes, definitely. Because you will get QC. Then from QC you will use existential generalization.
We come to a point of P of X, right?
Yes.
So we use generalization on P on C.
Okay, like here if you use that what you are saying UI, you will get PC conditional QC. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And here their exist is given. So at particular point you can use EI. You will get PC. Okay. Now PC is there. PC conditional QC is there. Then you will use modest ponens, you will get QC. If we have QC, then generalize it. You will get there exists X, QX by EG, existential generalization. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Because here we need to use also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, all students you can solve. I will discuss the solution cleanly and clearly with you. This is the hint. But actually, these topics are, it looks in starting somehow boring, but good thing is that you need to learn nothing here. Means don't need to learn the formula, the solution, nothing. Question is there, you can use your mind, you can solve it. Because whatever it is given, you are able to solve something. Okay, now I am sharing the solution. All students listen carefully. So what is given to us for all x? Px conditional Qx is given. Okay. Px conditional Qx is given. So if I use the property here, it is premises. Okay. Given. So premises means if I use the property for all is given, that means universal instantiation. If I use UI in first, then what I can get? PC conditional QC. C is specific. Okay, you can write C is fixed. Now third. What is third is given? There exists X, Px. So there exists X, Px means it is premises, means given. Fourth, simple. PC conditional QC we have, there exists Px. So if you put the property only, if there exists is given, then only one property is there. So you will get PC. I am writing C. It is on you. You can write A, B, C, anything, because we are working for at particular points. Previously I used C, that's why I am writing C here. Okay. So what is that property? EI, existential instantiation in third. Now fifth, PC conditional QC we are having and PC we are having. So use modest ponens in 2 and 4. In 2 and 4 use modest ponens. You will get QC. At particular point you will get the answer. Now generalize it, because we need QX. If you generalize QC, you will get there exists X, QX. What means in fifth we use EG, existential generalization. So this is the proof. Okay. Anyone having doubt? I will discuss one question more, Then I will give one question for your homework purpose. Okay. So copy this question, giving you 30 seconds. Then I will give you the next question. I will solve that. After that, I will give you one question for your homework. But from upcoming classes up to next one or two class, I will take your only tutorial class. Tutorial means only I will solve the questions. Solve question with solution, because theory is good, but if you are in offline classes, then I'm not going to solve too many questions, because at that time it is not required. But I'm not able to see your expressions, your faces, by which I can get that you are getting or not. That's why I'm supposing you are not getting something, then I'm going to solve some more questions also. Okay, so deleting this question. Now, next question is for you also. Question. A is given, what is A? For all x, Px conditional Qx conjunction Sx. Okay. This is A, means premises. B is also given. What is B? For all x, Px conjunction Rx. R. Okay, it is given. Now you need to prove conclusion. For all x, Rx conjunction Sx. This one. But students, yeah, okay, it is not required to think. Try to solve it. Two premises are given. This is premises, and this is the conclusion. So simple. If it is given in a book, then what is the question? These premises are given, prove that it is a valid conclusion. It is a valid argument. But these questions are more easier than the previous one, means rules of inference directly we are using. One thing more, students, please study and clear your doubts, whatever you are facing. Because in my class, from last 5 to 6 years, because already I taught MTech in Dhanbad, IIT Dhanbad also. In previous college I taught the same course. Now I am teaching this course also. So from last 4 or 5 years, I never found any student is to be failed in my subject. None of the student is failed. Only those students are failed who did not give the answer, means who did not come to attend the paper, means who are absent. For those who just leave the blank copy, only still I found only 2 students are failed in last 5 years. But I am teaching this course here first time. Previously, that course has been taught by the computer science faculties. Sorry, in one bracket I mistakenly, this one is also here. This bracket, mistakenly I forget to put that bracket. Okay, there this bracket is also there. Okay, now I'm going to solve, not going to ask you for the solution. But this question is also very easy. So first, what is given? But space is less for all x, px conditional, qx and sx. It is given. Okay. Given. So for all x is given, so which property we are able to use? In first we can use, all is given, ui. In first we can use ui, universal instantiation, then it becomes pa conditional, qa sa. Okay, this one a is fixed. Now wait, one student is joining, I think. So now copy the next premises b. For all x, px rx. Okay, same given, means premises. Fourth, same use ui here. Ui in which I am using 3. In 3 I am using ui. So it becomes pa ra. It is, it looks r. So it becomes pa. Okay. Now use the simplification here. You will get pa. Okay. Simplification in fourth. Simplification. So pa, and now we have 2 is pa conditional, this one. So I am writing here the remaining points. Okay, writing here. So 6th point is in 2 and 5th use mod exponents. You will get qa and sa. Okay, what I did in 5th and 6th I use 5th and 2nd I use MP mod exponents, but what we require Rx and Sx. So from 7th use simplification, we get SA. From simplification from 6, simplification, and from 4th I get RA. by using property simplification. Now take the conjunction of 7th and 8th as a conjunction RA. Okay. In 7th and 8th conjunction. Now take the universal property because for all x is required. Then we can take for all x Sx conjunction Rx, which property is called universal generalization in 10. So this is the answer.
Sir,
You tell me.
if you check WhatsApp, my last step, I don't know if it's correct or not, if that's the way to do it.
Yeah, wait 1 minute.
The last few lines. The rest are correct.
Wait 1 minute. One student is messaging me and allowed to enter. If someone is already is in the meeting. Okay. You can read these questions, students. No. You can do one thing. In the last step, if you take the conjunction, first you can write for all x Rx conjunction for all x Sx. Okay. Then you can use the equivalence statement. Then in the next step, you can take for all x as common, write Rx conjunction Sx. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You are getting?
Yes, sir. So in the end,
Because-
instead of writing conjunction, we write
Because if you take the conjunction, first you can write for all x Rx conjunction for all x Sx. Then in the next step you can write for all x Rx conjunction Sx, and then in bracket you can write equivalence, distributive like.
Okay.
Okay.
So just can you show it on the screen?
What are you saying? Can I send you the screenshot?
No. Just annotate on the screen.
Okay. So it is completed. You can take rest. Okay, I will give you the next question. You can solve that question in your home by yourself, and we discuss that question in the next class. Okay. Wait. Question. So A is given for all x px conjunction disjunction qx. B is for all x negation qx Sx. C is for all x. It looks big, but it is much easier than the previous problem. Rx conditional negation Sx. D, there exists x negation px. So these are the premises. Their conclusion is there exists x negation Rx. Okay. From the above four statements, you need to drive this is your conclusion. So this is your homework. You can solve this one and don't leave the class. First I will download your attendance sheet. First you can copy this because if I skip this slide, then this question is not being visible to you because I need to download the attendance sheet. So copy this question, all the students, and today I didn't ask any question to anyone. So in the next class, definitely I will ask the question by their names, okay? And solve this question. So this is the premises and this is the conclusion. one minute, I will first download the attendance sheet, because if any student is left the class now, then it is not good. Okay. 2 times I will download. Okay, so who had copied, they can leave the class, and if they have any doubt, you can ask. Already that attendance is downloaded.
Yes, sir. Any hints for this question?
Tell me.
Any hints for this question?
Hints. Hints are same, like you can use the properties existential. Okay, wait. By step I will give you the hint. Okay, so if you look at here, there exist is given. So simple, whenever there exist px is given, you can use always here existential instantiation property, then you will get pc, negation pc at particular point. Okay, you will get pc from here, negation p. Also one thing, a student, one thing also, we have studied one property, negation p, p or q. Then what is their output? Their output is q. So that is called disjunctive syllogism. Okay, we can also write this property in this form. Means this is also the property. We can write q, negation q or p. Okay, so that their solution is p. Okay, so this is also the disjunctive syllogism, and this one is also the disjunctive syllogism. I will explain you, both are equivalent, because if it is true, and if it is true, then it needs to be false, then p is true. So these are the two. Okay, so from here you will get pc, negation pc. From here, if you use the property, you will get p or q, means pc. From here, disjunction qc. Use disjunctive syllogism here, then you will get you will get q. You will get qc here. Now again, you use the property here. Then from here, if you use which property? Universal instantiation, you will get negation qc or sc. Then use disjunctive syllogism, you will get sc. Okay, you got sc. Now what is this? Rx, conditional negation sx. So here you will get rc, conditional negation sc. sc already we have. Use the property, we will get r, negation rc. Generalize it, you will get this one.
Yes, sir, understood.
Got it? So this is the main thing. I think when I taught you the property, I forget to mention this. Actually, both are same. Okay, save this property also. Write this. This is disjunctive syllogism. So, thank you. Your voice is not audible. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can message me. But in the next upcoming 2 classes, definitely I will take your tutorial classes. Okay, So, but you can keep reminder property in your mind, and it is better you can open in front of you, then you will get the solution easily. Understand? Okay. Thank you. Going to end this lecture. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.